Q106.7 weather.
Here's your KQNK forecast. Ample sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 55. Winds out of the northwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mainly clear skies tonight. Lows level off around 28. High of 63 tomorrow. A blend of clouds and sun. A blend of clouds and sun and dry Sunday and Monday. Low 60s. Sunday upper 40s by Monday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Laura Lockwood. Right now, 33.
Kansas Information Network News, I'm Jen Austin. Major upgrades are coming to K156. JP Pizzette has more.
Kansas is investing over $100 million to upgrade K156 in Finney and Hodgman counties, aiming to improve safety and support local economic growth. The project includes widening 15 miles of pavement from 4 miles west of Jetmore to 228 Road near Hanston and replacing a bridge. State transportation officials will outline the plans at a public meeting on February 11th at Calvesta Methodist Church. Residents can learn about the upgrades and ask questions during a Q&A session with KDOT representatives.
The city of Wichita held a prayer vigil at noon on Thursday for members of the American Airlines Flight 5342 that crashed in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday night. There were 60 passengers and 4 crew members aboard the plane. All are feared dead. Many bodies have been recovered. Many religious leaders were there asking for continued prayers for the victims and for Wichita to come together to spread goodness and kindness. This is Kansas Information Network News.
If you recently lost health coverage due to a life change, healthcare.gov is here for you. Like it was there for Marcus when he lost his job, and Keisha when she turned 26 and lost her parents' insurance, and Elena when she went off Medicaid. There are many other ways to qualify. Visit healthcare.gov today to see if you're eligible to enroll. Limited time to enroll. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt U.S. Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Good morning. I'm Natalie Hadley with your KQNK News. Brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, serving all of your chemical and fertilizer needs. Fort Hays State University's Criminal Justice Program and University Police Department are proud to announce that they have been awarded an $800,000 grant from the U.S. Department of Justice's Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services, or COPS, to expand de-escalation training initiatives for law enforcement personnel, and this award increases the amount of federal funding to facilitate advanced de-escalation training to more than $3.5 million. This grant will enable the Central Region Training Center of the National De-Escalation Training Center, housed within the Criminal Justice Program, to expand evidence-based de-escalation techniques and training programs that are aimed at improving officer safety, reducing use of force incidents, and strengthening community trust. The training emphasizes traditional procedural justice, crisis intervention, and rapid personality identification through communication skills, conflict resolution, and scenario-based exercises to better prepare officers for dynamic, real-world situations. These efforts align with national goals to improve public safety outcomes while reducing unnecessary confrontations and injuries. The Central Regional Training Center has trained nearly 3,000 law enforcement personnel from across the United States and just under 1,000 in Kansas in advanced de-escalation since receiving the first Regional De-Escalation Training Center grant in 2021. And the most recent award has positioned Fort Hays State University to develop training hubs outside of the immediate region to increase the number of law enforcement and emergency personnel trained in de-escalation. The COPS office has long been a leader in advancing community policing and officer training across the United States, and through grants like this, law enforcement agencies are provided the resources necessary to innovate and implement strategies that improve both officer and public safety. U.S. Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas is proud to announce that $3,263,176 in federal funding from the U.S. Economic Development Administration to the Kansas Forest Service in partnership with Kansas State University has been allocated for the construction of a new workforce development facility to support natural resource and wildfire risk management. Senator Marshall said the Kansas Forest Service provides invaluable manpower, equipment, resources, and expertise to help local firefighting units across Kansas battle fires of all types. So this new facility is not only providing invaluable training opportunities, but will allow the Forest Service to continue its important work of overhauling used equipment for use by local fire departments. The new Kansas Forest Service facility will include a larger, modernized fire equipment shop to allow the agency to continue its work of retrofitting used military equipment for use by local fire departments. It will also include an emergency response training lab and classroom for continued workforce development and instruction, which is in line with the state's Wildfire Task Force recommendations for improving wildfire mitigation and response efforts. Information about the 2025 Kansas Legislature and legislative session is only an email, online chat, or phone call away as the legislative hotline for Kansas at 1-800-432-3924. Kansas's legislative hotline is a trustworthy resource for state residents with questions about the Kansas legislature, and it is staffed by professional reference and research librarians. Kansans are encouraged to call the legislative hotline to learn who their legislators are and to access their legislative contact information, check the status and history of bills, understand the legislative process, locate historical information, and other inquiries related to Kansas government. State librarian Ray Walling said it's critical for Kansans to have access to accurate and timely information about state government and issues that matter to them most. And by using the legislative hotline, Kansans can be assured that they will get the information they need from a trusted source, trained librarians from their state library. Kansas residents can connect with the legislative hotline by phone at 1-800-432-3924, online, chat at library.ks.gov/chat, and by email, infodesk@ks.gov. Live assistance is available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and messages left by voicemail or email are promptly returned on the next business day. Additionally, Kansans can engage in real-time conversations with librarians through the Ask a Librarian service at library.ks.gov/chat. In Nebraska news, a Hastings man who is charged with sexually assaulting 2 minor girls over the course of 3 years has been sentenced. According to Webster County District Court records, 23-year-old Christian Simpson was sentenced to 2 years probation on 1 count of child abuse, and he was also sentenced to 60 days in jail with credit for 2 days served, which can be waived upon successful completion of his probation. Simpson pled no contest to the charges last November, and in exchange for his plea, the charge was reduced from first-degree sexual assault, and additional count of the same charge was dismissed. According to the arrest affidavit, in November 2023, a Nebraska State Patrol investigator began investigating sexual assaults that occurred in Guide Rock between 2012 and 2015 and involved 2 girls who were as young as 3 and 5 years old at the time. The affidavit said that both minor girls were interviewed at First Light in Grand Island, and it was determined that they were sexually assaulted by Simpson between 2012 and 2015. On January 1st, 2025, Nebraska's Division of Medicaid and Long-Term Care launched the Prenatal Plus program aimed at supporting Medicaid-eligible pregnant mothers identified as at risk for negative maternal or infant health outcomes. The program looks to reduce issues like low birth weight, preterm birth, and adverse birth outcomes by addressing lifestyle, behavioral, and non-medical factors affecting maternal and infant health. Eligibility for the Prenatal Plus program is limited to pregnant women enrolled in Medicaid who have been designated as at high risk by their health care provider. And notably, individuals in the 599 CHIP category are excluded from participation. The Prenatal Plus program offers 5 key services eligible for reimbursement under Legislative Bill 857. General patient education and health promotion, nutrition counseling, psychosocial counseling, and support breastfeeding. Also includes targeted case management. Nebraska Medicaid Managed Care Organizations, or MCOs, will conduct virtual training sessions for providers, and details on how to join those sessions will be added to the MCO's website in the coming weeks. To learn more about the Prenatal Plus program, eligibility information, and services, you should contact your medical provider. I'll be back with more in just a moment.
Firebolt Ag is a full-service fertilizer and chemical retailer. They customize products for individual farmers' needs, with the primary focus being customer profitability. Let Josh and Jack help you get the most out of your farm ground. They also provide in-house marketing with Ron Wall of Flatwater Solutions. Visit Ron in Phillipsburg or call Josh at 785-854-8484 or Jack at 308-840-2819. Firebolt Ag, your leader in agriculture.
On Thursday, Governor Kelly ordered flags throughout the state of Kansas to be flown at half-staff immediately until sundown on Thursday, February 6th, in honor of those who lost their lives in the tragic plane crash near Washington, D.C. on Wednesday night. Governor Kelly said Kansas mourns a tragedy, and she's devastated by the event that unfolded Wednesday night. She said she extends her deepest condolences to the victims' loved ones and thanks the more than 300 brave first responders in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area who were on the scene immediately. She said this is a sad day for our state and our nation. Lieutenant Governor and Secretary of Commerce David Tolan encourages job seekers and employers interested in warehouse, transportation, and wholesale trade occupations to take part in February's job fair hosted by Kansas Works from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Wednesday, February 5th. Tolan said Kansas is a central hub for these essential occupations, and companies in these industries are actively looking to fill vital roles. He said this month's job fair is the perfect opportunity for professionals interested in pursuing new opportunities, and there are plenty of options to choose from across Kansas. The virtual job fair allows anyone searching for a position to fill out applications, chat live, and interview with participating companies. The virtual job fair portal features helpful information such as a job seeker training video, a list of participating employers, and channels for attendees to register and log in, and job seekers are encouraged to dress professionally as employers may request to engage in a video interview. Candidates can participate through any digital device, and any individual with a disability can request accommodations by contacting their nearest workforce center at 877-509-6757 prior to the event. Registration is required to participate in virtual job fairs regardless of your previous participation, and to register, you can visit kansasworks.com. The Super Bowl is a time for people to gather and cheer on their favorite team. However, before the game kicks off on February 9th in New Orleans, the Kansas Department of Transportation wants to remind everyone to make a game-winning plan to drive sober, as alcohol-related crashes are preventable. Preliminary Kansas Department of Transportation data shows that 69 people lost their lives in alcohol-related crashes in Kansas in 2024, and nearly 1,000 others were injured. So you should drive sober and save lives. Kansas Department of Transportation Behavioral Safety Manager Gary Herman said that drinking and driving is a choice, so you should, in doing so, can cause injury or death to the driver, passengers, and others on the road. He said even one alcoholic drink could affect your ability to drive, and the consequences could be life-altering. Before the celebrations begin, you should create a plan that includes hosts should provide non-alcoholic beverages and make sure guests have a safe way to get home. If fans choose to drink, make advance arrangements to use a designated driver, a ride share, or a cab. If a friend is leaving a Super Bowl party impaired, take their keys. And if you see an impaired driver on the road, contact law enforcement. Herman said to remember that in addition to affecting other lives, a DUI can cost thousands of dollars and impact your job as well as the rest of your life. Ted White with the Norton County Solid Waste has announced that due to the latest guidelines from the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, there are items that cannot be placed into residential and commercial trash, including dumpsters and roll-offs. The list of items includes regulated hazardous items, and the Kansas Department of Health and Environment will be notified if any hazardous waste is detected. Abandoned vehicles, autos, farm machinery, etc., brought into the landfill. Dead animals of any kind, including any wild game carcasses. Red bag, medical waste of any kind, as the Kansas Department of Health and Environment will be notified within 24 hours. Sewage waste and septic tank waste. pesticide containers, special waste, unless approved by the County Solid Waste Supervisor and the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, agriculture jugs, barrels, totes, not triple rinsed and dried, and barrels and totes must have the top cut out, electronics of any kind, fluorescent light bulbs of any type and ballasts, batteries, lithium and lead acid, and paints and chemicals, HHW, or household hazardous waste of any kind. Due to the facility operation plan, if any of the above items are in your trash, it will not be accepted. And if any non-allowed items are in your loads after you've dumped, you will be charged a sorting fee. Norton County Solid Waste asks the community to please help them to keep your trash services and your Norton County landfill running smoothly by following these guidelines. If you have any questions about any of the items, you can call the Norton County Solid Waste Supervisor, Ted White, and he is better equipped to answer your questions. He can be reached at 785-877-5790. Your menu today for Eisenhower Elementary School. For lunch, you'll be having chicken and noodles, whipped potatoes, lima beans, strawberry fruit cup, cookie, and milk. For Norton Community High School and Junior High, your lunch today will be corn dogs or pizza with fruit and milk. I'm Natalie Hadley. Your KQNK News was brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, farmers helping farmers to succeed. You can contact Firebolt Ag today to get the most out of your farmland. Your KQNK weather forecast is being brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, your Norton experts for all of your pest control needs. Your forecast for today, it should be sunny with a high near 55 and a northwest wind of 10 to 15 miles per hour, becoming northeast 5 to 10 miles per hour in the afternoon, and the winds could gust as high as 30 miles per hour today. For tonight, mostly clear with the low around 28 and a south wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour. On Saturday, it should be mostly sunny with the high near 63. On Saturday night, partly cloudy with the low around 31. On Sunday, partly sunny with the high near 61. And on Sunday night, should be partly cloudy with the low around 26. I'll be back with the rest of your forecast in just a moment.
When you've got bugs, we don't want a nuisance that can be.
Lock 'em out. From Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, Lock 'em Out is our very effective residential insect prevention program. We'll come to your place and treat your foundation plus all insect entryways. And while we're there, receive a free termite inspection. Call Mr. Rich Wenzel, our certified technician in Norton, at 785-202-0167. That's 202-0167.
Continuing with your weather forecast, on Monday it should be mostly sunny with a high near 46. On Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high near 39. On Wednesday, partly sunny with a high near 49. And on Thursday, should be mostly sunny with a high near 38. Currently, with fair skies, it is 28 degrees. The humidity is 64%. The wind speed is northwest at 16 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 29.97. The dew point is 18 degrees, and the current wind chill is 16 degrees. Your weather was brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control right here in Norton. You can call Hinkle Termite and Pest Control at 785-202-0167 for all of your pest control needs. It is 8:21. It's time for Kansas Sports. That's being brought to you by United Northwest Federal Credit Union, where everything they do for you.
Save more, earn more with the Easy Saver account at the United Northwest Federal Credit Union. Enrollment in this program automatically rounds up the amount of all debit card and share draft purchases made from your checking account to the next whole dollar and deposits into the Easy Saver savings account. Not only will this account help you save, but it also earns 2.01% APY monthly. Special terms and conditions apply. Come in today and open your Easy Saver account at the United Northwest Federal Credit Union, where everything we do for you. NCUA insured.
KIN Sports, I'm Spencer Dupuis. The Chiefs spoke to the media on Thursday ahead of them getting ready to head to New Orleans for the Super Bowl. And Patrick Mahomes talked about how his mentality really turned to a three-peat as they were on the podium accepting the Lombardi Trophy in Vegas last year.
When you're on that stage and you're celebrating, you start thinking about the guys that are coming back. You think about how young that football team was last year, and you knew that we had a chance to be in this position. And even though you're winning, you're enjoying that moment, you enjoy it, but at the same time, you have a bigger picture of your entire career. And I want to have as many chances as I can to be in the Super Bowl. And it's cool to have guys like Chris and Trav that I've kind of spent my entire career with and won all these games with. And there's a few others with James, Winchester, and Harrison, and I'm probably forgetting someone here or there, but it's cool to have these guys. We built such a great friendship and almost become a family, and I think that's really cool.
Super Bowl 59 is set for Sunday, February 9th. It'll be a kickoff of 5:30, and you can watch it on Fox. The team gets ready to head down to New Orleans for a full week of practice and media activities. Kansas Information Network Sports, I'm Spencer Dupuis.
On Super Bowl Sunday.
Be caller number 3 for your chance to win a Super Bowl party for 10. Call now.
On Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes! I finally got my first phone.
It is exciting. Let's learn a few things about online safety first.
We can secure our world. When you choose your passwords, make them strong. Use a password manager to help you along. But don't just use a password alone. Get a call, get a text, or a code on your phone.
MFA really works.
We can secure our world. When it's time to update an app, don't you hesitate. Do it ASAP.
Just like that.
Watch out for offers too good to be true. What? It's probably someone trying to take advantage of you.
Hey, that's fishy.
Let's report it. Install updates. Make better passwords. Think before you click. Use multiple factors. That's how we can secure our world.
Learn more at CISA.gov/secure-our-world.
It's true, many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Philip Eisenhagen. Together we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office at 418 East Holm here in Norton or call 877-3373. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.